Now, if you guys haven't read Genesis, I'm going to give you a little bit of a synopsis. God was giving Adam different animals because he was looking for a helper. And he said, okay, is this one good enough? Is this one good enough? And God was like, none of these. So he made Adam go to sleep and he took a rib out and he said, okay, now I'm going to make this a woman because you need a helper. He literally gifted the man with the woman. Now we have different things that we can do that the man cannot do and vice versa. But we are there to assist and help the man. We are literally a gift to them. So anytime I hear somebody saying,
All right. What about now? Well, we'll just roll with it. So when you let me know that there's no
the man
sound.
is the prize, the man is the prize. No, we're literally the prize. That's why in the scripture it says when a man finds a wife, he finds a good thing. A man who finds a wife is blessed by God. You guys have to understand that. A woman was literally gifted to you by the Lord. We're your helpers.
If men say they want to talk about
Is the audio working? You guys let me know something. All right. Can you hear me now? All right.
men's rights, how many women are willing to hear that?
About 2%.
So then can we conclude that women don't really care about men's feelings?
If we're talking stereotypically, I would say that is correct.
I
Appreciate
don't
that,
think
brother.
that's a fair conclusion because of the power struggle that we go through, but I think that both parties could be more willing to listen. I think the frustration comes
You
when
know what? I'm gonna
women
turn
are
this fan off too.
trying to talk about women's issues, and then men are like, well, what about men? When they didn't even bring the conversation up.
Doesn't the opposite happen? When men talk about men's issues, women say, what about women?
Personally, I've never had a man bring
Of course not. Of course not. Of course not.
it up on his own. It only ever comes up when a woman's talking about issues she faces.
With an upward inflection at the end of every sentence?
What do you mean you don't have a boyfriend? You're so pretty. What do you mean you have 0 men in your phone? What do you mean you've gone 8 months without? What do you mean? That makes no sense. Yeah, well, combine pretty with intelligent, strong, successful, slaying at life. You've got a very terrifying woman on your hands.
She certainly isn't very humble, is she? And then she's also kind of like
But never
dorky
humble.
and quirky, which is just, look, it's not seductive, it's not attractive. She also smokes cigarettes, is a feminist, and has a chest tattoo.
Let him
The
cook.
feminist echo chamber is alive and well, boys. At least when you ask the ladies how it's going. However, when you take a look at your own needs, as well as the needs of all men around you, it becomes apparent that there are a number of reasons why chicks like this are counting the months without comfort, aside from the fact that all that
Absolutely.
positive feedback came from women. Progressives might try and make the argument that we inhabit an echo chamber of our own, like the lady in the first.
Absolutely. Now I know he is. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he be cooking. Hey, you guys, if you're joining us from Twitch, go ahead and follow, subscribe, whatever you guys do over there. Make sure that you're staying in the loop. I will be on Twitch a lot more. All right, let's go.
Clip. But if that were the case, we would refuse to examine what's going on in the first place. We've definitely taken a fair amount of time
What's
to
going
stare
on,
into
fam?
the
What's going on?
woke
Get
abyss
these
that is modern
comments up.
femininity and the causes behind it. It's just that we in no way find any of it appealing. As I've said in other man guide videos, men are quick to point out that our bare minimum is loyalty and accountability, two things the West is in woefully short supply. We want to make sure, and we insist, that anyone that we bring into our productive lives will share the same interests and march to the beat of our drum.
Yes.
Because, in essence, this is the only beat that will ensure prosperity in the future. Not just for us, but for our family and friends, the people we still value. In short, we desire an insurance plan that will deliver, which is what makes this kind of thing unacceptable. So before we go further with the video, let me share the comment of the day. Shout out to Joseph Stalin, who shared, "Hats off to a geezer who didn't pay for his girlfriend's friends and broke up with her after she refused to accept reality. Proper king." And that just goes to show the dating scene in the West is disastrous right now. So thank you for dropping a comment, and please do not forget to reach out to my email to claim your $5. As always, guys, I'll be picking one comment from each video. Could be the funniest, or the most liked, or just one that stuck out to me. So don't forget to leave a comment, and you could be our very next winner tomorrow. So be sure to hit that like and sub button too, as that helps out a ton. So now let's get right back into the video for you guys.
Yeah, you guys, you know what I'm saying? Hit that like button and subscribe. Don't be shy.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate,
A long intro.
show up and make a statement.
It was today when I realized a pet peeve of mine is a grown ass man saying, "I wanted to see you," or "I want to see you."
What does she want to
What am
hear?
I supposed to do with that information? What is that supposed to do for me? You want to see me? Oh, that's cute. I have Instagram, I have a website, I have TikTok, I have Facebook, I have Twitter. If you want to see me.
Toxic.
I am newly
Absolutely.
single, and I have been single for 3 months, and I chose to leave the man. I was going to get married. He was perfect on paper, but I walked away. Why?
Stupid.
Because I am very...
And this is why, like, yo, this is what I'm trying to say. Arranged marriages are a thing because women make bad decisions.
No,
I mean,
because I'm like you. I'm very
He's
picky,
got a
and I
point.
know what I want. And it's like, although someone's maybe perfect for me on paper, and yeah, he treats me like a princess and things like that, there's things that I need, and if that person doesn't have it...
You're 29.
Yes, no,
A bit specific.
yeah, it's like, person was a people pleaser.
What?
Like,
No.
not just with me, but with like the family, his friends. It was like the people around him. He was just...
He's a nice guy.
He's a really nice guy.
Born for the wall, guys. That part we can see from a mile away. Men are decisive. That's the takeaway here. There's a reason women taking 30 minutes to pick an entree is the meme that has stuck around for decades. For us,
He ain't
seeing
lying.
time as a precious resource is not just something we're trained to accept, but it's a habit that's woven into our DNA. It doesn't matter if a guy is a salt-of-the-earth construction worker or a wolf looking for opportunities in the stock market. The same software is present all over the spectrum. Why? Because if it wasn't, we sink. If it is, we manage to swim to the next proverbial island and make it another day. Women, on the other hand, can confront pressure about as well as a lump of cheese can withstand a butter knife. Speaking of sinking, the same kind of thought can be applied to the procedure following a ship that's been punctured irreparably. We don't just let women and children go first because we're naturally self-sacrificial. Sure, that's a part of it, but it's also because chicks turn into headless chickens in the wake of a crisis. They're just not equipped with the systematic skills to move quickly and make key decisions. I think the
Has he
point often
lied?
made about arranged marriages, as it's
Not
mentioned
one
here,
lie told.
is one of the most effective talking points when speaking with feminists, to reinforce this undeniable flaw in Western relationship building. Where places like the US have a 40 to 60% divorce rate, arranged marriages, in deep contrast, only hold a 4% divorce rate, which tells you everything you need to know about female bandwidth. Giving women a hand on the wheel removes all possible masculine insurance plans that include dating and marriage, because now you've cut logic in half to satisfy arbitrary cultural wants, instead of focusing on what culture actually needs. Case and point.
When I hear a man talking about how...
Yeah, what he's talking about is going along with what's trending, what people want, instead of maintaining structure, which is what people need. Let's go.
Oh, you know, he only goes 50-50 with a woman, and he don't want to pay for nails, and it's too expensive, and in this economy, how could I and why should I? I'm thankful when they have girlfriends, because that just means you are not on my radar for dating.
You don't hear this conversation from men who have their shit together. You hear this conversation from men with the dangly earrings, wearing Chelsea boots and
I like
fedoras.
the dangly earrings.
Not me, baby. Is a epitome of a sassy man.
Get a job?
What I'm talking about, right? See, sassy was a term that men used to use, which I should have made a video on this. Somebody else will probably do it now. It's a term that men used to use to describe a wild woman. Okay. Now they've taken that term that men were using back in like what the 60s and the 70s or whatever, maybe even some of the 80s, flipped on its head, and now they're calling men that don't go along to get along sassy, which that wouldn't be a term to describe them. That would be just called a man with an opinion, right? It's just goofy. That's why you can't listen to none of them talk. It don't matter what they say. It doesn't matter what they say. She's manless and possibly, well, no, I can't say childless. She's more likely a single mother. But let's go. She ain't happy. I'll tell you that much. Man, it's wow, what's going on here? I don't know, man.
I don't know where you're getting your stats, lady, but nobody you're looking for is looking for a thirst trap with a camera at the bar. While the
Hey, y'all,
needs Western women have
sorry
are
about
completely
that.
lost on everyone, including their own peers, the masculine requirements for what I've been referring to as insurance are more aligned than ever before. Over the last decade, opinions have been globalized and syndicated. Men have used this to find international jobs, share immutable truths and values, and have a few laughs along the way. Then, when you look at how modern women interact with the internet, the reason for this growing chasm becomes obvious. Lonely fans, lifestyle, and keeping up with the Joneses vlogs, divorce plays, and feminist rallying cries are just a few of the myriad of nonsensical crap chicks have done with the most effective tool humanity's made since the hammer. Put simply, men embrace change and the innovations that come with it, while women do, well, what women do. Try to make things.
My interpretation of what he's saying and the way I believe it to be in modern society is, of course, men are using technology to advance civilization while women are weaponizing it. Okay. Well, you're like, well, what do you mean weaponizing it? Because you can use technology to make weapons, not literally. Hang on. Let me cook. They use it to practice hypergamy. They use it to compete with one another. So now we have all these women that all look the same. They use it to study the men they like or the men that they would date, even though they're not going to date those individual men, to try to make sure that they can hone down the superhero type of dude that they think's out there somewhere. And he's not. They've weaponized what should have been something used to advance society. They've weaponized it to cause us all to be kind of like stuck. And now dudes can't stand social media and chicks are using social media to gauge men. It's nasty work, man. Nasty work.
Things best serve their ego. Like this gem.
These are icks. Handlebar mustaches, long toenails. I just thought of one. Driving out of a parking ramp and can't figure out how to pay.
When his card gets declined.
So you're single?
Yeah.
Single.
Well, here's something interesting. When they do surveys among divorced couples and the woman initiates the divorce, one of the top reasons she always gives is she feels like, right? They never say I think. They say I feel like he didn't do enough for me, right? It's like the number one thing. And
Hey, y'all heard what she said, right? Hey, we talk about that all the time over here on the channel, don't we? Women talking about they feel like, and I feel, even if they said I think, I don't even want to hear I think. That's why I got to make sure I have my own thing, man. You know what I'm saying? Keep it original. I say I can't stand hearing I feel, but I really dislike I think, because what they should be saying is something like, well, according to this study, or according to something like that, something that's based in reality that was, uh, brought up on by people that have put work into the game. You just saying you feel or even you think, either one of those means nothing to me. It means, especially in a debate or an argument, it's like crazy work.
I think that we give women like a totally overblown expectation that men are supposed to like serve us or be doing. He wasn't emotionally taking care of me usually means like I wanted him to anticipate that I want him to do a bunch of shit that he would never think about that I would want him to do and stuff like that. So
Feelings. It always comes down to feelings. If you look at society and how men deal with their emotions, there's almost always a catalyst to handle them. Monks have meditation. Angsty high school dudes have a sport. The list goes on and on. Otherwise, many of us would have punched out more people than we could count. Long ago, we understood that there was a time and place for such things. And if there wasn't, we did everything in our power to allow them to pass us by. Feminism and the modern women who promote it always try and identify many of these outlets as examples of toxic masculinity. They'll say that male force and drive have no place in sophisticated civilization, as if we didn't make the damn wheel. But when you look at the way these chicks deal with their problems, the argument just goes right out the window. Cheating, theft, tantrums, and recording for these clips, just to name a few. In other words, women are inclined to act on every emotion or hunch that pops up in their heads. It doesn't matter if the thought is intrusive and unfounded. It's why reality TV producers never struggle to find an aging broad ready to throw wine in someone's face. And that's the point I'm trying to make here. With no cultural barriers to prevent this, in a Western environment full of unhinged women with no consequences, fidelity isn't ever on the menu for men when they're looking for a future wife. Instead, we see this.
Men don't like loud women.
Women don't even like men. And guess what? Bubblegum in a dish. Half these men have shrimp dicks. I'm not worried about it, bitch.
What? I suppose the asylum will take the child.
They're playing a character, and the character they're playing is a ratchet American. Okay? All that head movement, that is like studied behavior. It's cringe to us, but it's studied behavior. There's what she does. Look, this is why social weaponizing it. They're studying ratchet behavior and then mimicking it to go viral and don't care. And we're supposed to find that trash attractive. Obviously, you do care. Like I said, man, it's this mimic behavior, ratchet behavior. That's all they're doing. That's all they're doing. Because they'll do the same things. They're watching what they see, and then they're copying it. And it don't matter what race they are. It doesn't. They'll just get online and look as cringe as possible. They don't care.
I had an ex, yeah, and he was very toxic. So
Can you please tell us how he was toxic?
he brought his religion too much to our relationship. I feel like I'm a person that it's very ongoing, and he used to be very shy. So he used to like tell me, "Don't wear this, don't try to go out, don't do this," and
You see,
yeah, for me, it's
you
toxic.
see, and this is how they talk. See, this is how like an ex-wife or anyone or ex-girlfriend tries to get out of a relationship. It's he's trying to control me. No, you want to be out of control. You want to be a disgusting degenerate running around here trying to get attention from everyone while you have a man pay your bills or help you pay your bills and help with the kids or whatever. Because you can't do all of it by yourself. You can't be a disgusting degenerate out here walking around with barely any clothes on, talking disgustingly loud or whatever by yourself. No government assistance, no man. No, you're going to have one of the two or both. That's the way it is. You know what I'm saying? So we try to keep you in line and keep your integrity intact. And all of a sudden, oh, you're controlling and you're this and that. No, you're letting single women and social media convince you that your sexual marketplace value is higher than it is, and that you should get out here because you're missing out on something. Well, this FOMO. No, you're outside of reality, and I don't want to deal with it. I just walk away from these crazy ass women. I just walk away. I don't care how long I've been with you. I just walk away.
Honestly, that doesn't sound toxic to me. That sounds like having boundaries and not wanting his girl to be a slut.
He was a man of God.
Like, ladies, why is it like I find it amazing how girls get in a relationship with a guy. The guy puts in boundaries. I don't want you to dress a certain way. I don't want you to go to the club. I don't want you to do certain behaviors.
Go to therapy.
That might hurt our relationship because I'm the one that's providing for you, loving for you, willing to die for you, right? Yet you want to go out and advertise yourself to other men, but that's considered toxic.
Toxic is another overused and misused term in the endless and
Look,
faulty
y'all.
female lexicon.
I'm gonna let them cook, but It's just women want to become the men that they like. They want to do everything that those dudes do because remember they like 10%, and in that 10%, all of them aren't great guys like myself. You know what I'm saying? So other 10 percenters or 1 percenters or whatever, they're toxic, man. They know they can get away with it. So they want to be able to do the same thing while still being a woman. So they'll babble their way out of it. It's liberation. I was in a toxic relationship. He was so controlling. But then when you start asking questions like, what do you mean controlling? I just, well, I wanted to go out with the girls and go on these trips and I want to wear what I wanted to wear. And he wouldn't let me. And he made me like go to the gym and eat healthy. And he's taking care of you the right kind of way, giving you that care that you need and not the care that you want. Because if you got what you wanted, you be out here in these streets looking lost like the rest of these single women. You know, you're the rib of a man. He's trying to lead and guide you. You don't want to be led anymore. You want to lead yourself, and then you want to lead some weak male, right? But you want him to look the part of a strong man. Nah, man. Nah. Go ahead through your DMs and go find one of them beta bucks. Because that's your level.
Again, there's been a revolution among men in the modern world for the better. You go to the gym and see Gen Z guys working hard to strengthen faith and discipline. Even today, I walked over and saw a young lad doing dips with a rosary hanging out of his pocket. Sometimes I see a Miss Haba, but the concept remains the same. And yet,
Brother, I'm learning, okay? I'm learning. I was talking to my dad about this today, about getting an average in the face, but definitely gotta have a tight body. I'm sorry, I can't do that. Gentlemen, you don't understand. I was married and I married someone that's not my normal type. She had no booty. So, and I still got cheated on. I'm not settling anymore ever in my life. If you have no booty, you're gonna cheat on me? Absolutely no. No, 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 no. I'm gonna have a big booty chick. If she I'm not saying she's gonna cheat on me, but if she's gonna be, they're gonna be looking at her like, man, she bad all the way down. No, and again, an average in the face is the average chick anyway. They put makeup on. Without makeup, without makeup, you can't even point out, you know what I'm saying, a few of my exes, right? Especially the most recent. And like you know, a store or anything. That's why she caked the makeup on and, you know, go get her hair done so she could get attention everywhere she went. You know what I'm saying? All I'm saying is this, right? I'm going for more. I'm learning. I'm going for more. I'm not going to even like talk about their looks in this kind of way. I'm going for a more longevity looking in the face woman, if you know what I mean, right? Like I'm going for a more, I'm going to get more bang for my buck, more years out of this relationship, looking in the face type woman. Because we're not going to say these women look average or whatever. These real pretty women, bro, you don't know what kind of makeup she's wearing. You don't know what kind of trauma she went through to get to that look. And we all know that the women that look really good, they're getting passed around. That's why they're so manipulative. You know, you have to like, they have to like manipulate you into thinking that they are good looking and haven't had a bunch of men. If they're good looking, they're getting smashed out all the time, man. They're getting smashed out all the time. It is what it is. And that's why I said, like a working woman, like a I'm focused on my priorities. They're not ugly women. They just don't put a bunch of time into their face. They don't put a bunch of time into doing their hair. Their hair be pulled back. You know, they'll be looking like they don't have much makeup on, something going on with their just their lips or whatever, a little bit like some gloss or um, some light lipstick, but they look real clean, well taken care of. And then you can see, you know, these are some content creators and stuff, you know, they look like well kept, but their body will be banging when you get the opportunity to see it because they always just they don't show much. Those are good women. That's what I'm going for. These women out here that need to show the body, got to show the face and the body and everything, got to get the attention for the. Listen, I'm telling you, unless they're married, because I caveat that I'm not. If you know you got it going on, you're married. I'm not being disrespectful. I'll leave y'all alone. But if they're not, man, they're getting smashed out. They're getting smashed out, man. I don't care what you think. I don't care if she passed a lie detector test. Hot chicks are always getting offered dick. They be sitting in their house getting offered dick. You know, dudes be knocking on their door, be trying to come down their chimney. You know, dudes be all in their social media blowing their phone. They get offered, even unattractive women, but attractive women. So they're getting it offered all the time. They believe that their whole world, they have no personality. The more attractive, like traditionally, or not traditionally, but like trendy, or what's going on right now, attractive, the less personality they have, no charisma. They just rely on their looks. It's horrible. Man, listen, talking to my dad, I want a woman I can just have a conversation. Like, it ain't got to be the deep stuff I think about, but we can still talk about her favorite shows in depth. You know, like the reasons as to why she like it, and the characters in depth. We ain't gotta, you know what I'm saying? A talker. I can't deal with a woman that doesn't talk. I can't. You know, I've had some women in my past that were marriage ready, but they were not talkers. I don't like a woman that sits back and just watches things and just don't say, the hell? What are you thinking about? What's going on? Who are you to think that you shouldn't be telling me what's on your mind? I talk too much for that. No, 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 no. So I'm gonna be talking all this talk, and you gonna not say nothing. You saying something to somebody, your friend, your mama. You no, 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 no. I want you to be talking to me. Nah. You guys bear with me. I'm still fasting. I'm going for a long one today. No Diddy. You know what I mean? A longer fast. Let's go.
Yet, so many progressives will take one look at that and proceed to mock these men for seeking internal and physical balance, all while they sit there 50 pounds overweight with a Chinese character tattoo on their neck. That means something like pizza pocket in Mandarin. Western women are starved of spiritual strength, but they'll never admit to it. They'll go the other way and try to stomp on the only tried and true institutions that portrays morality as best they can, running to structures as infantile and unstable as the government to help them in their quest to purge the world.
Is that what they would be called? Like nerdy types? Yeah, yeah, like a nerdy type of chick, but yeah, I guess that's what it is, ain't it? Like, yeah, like a nerdy type, but not a weirdo. Like, she still has like a social circle, and you know what I'm saying? Like, she's in touch with her family. A woman can't be a lone wolf like a dude. Like a dude is built through trial and fire and suffering. You know what I'm saying? A woman is built from a great family structure. You know what I'm saying? It starts at the house. You know what I mean? It starts in the kitchen. And I'm just saying, but you know, it kind of does. But you know, a sound family with a good positive male role model with obviously a strong mother, that's a great foundation for a woman. A man can come from nothing. They could have found him floating in the water. If he messes around and gets around just a little bit of positivity, and then there's got to be some struggle in there, though. He has to have some opposition and some struggle. That dude will turn out to be a millionaire and a great leader. Don't need much. A woman, though, they need that, or otherwise it's just they're out in the streets thinking that's okay and that's normal. When a woman can get a dude as easily as breathing air, come on, man.
Of masculine traditions. Honestly, I'm surprised I haven't found a clip of feminists acting like Butters in South Park preaching in a USDMV. With such moral disparity, is it any wonder that more and more men stay single or travel overseas? Of course not. In most cities, the pickings for the ideal women are slim to non-existent. In fact, you're more likely to see something like this than what your great-great-grandpa received a century ago.
For richer,
For richer,
for poor.
or poorer.
Yeah. We hit that snag about 20 times in counseling. To love,
To love,
cherish, and to obey.
What are you laughing for, man?
We did talk about that.
Nah, he's embarrassed. Nah.
That's why I don't like men who like know their worth. Like,
Before she even gets started, because she is cooking. Why is he laughing? He's marrying a wild woman, an unruly woman. She's telling him right there during the vows, and he just laughing it off, like, ha ha ha, she's gonna take everything. Ha ha ha, she's gonna take my kids. What a dummy, man. What a dummy. See, gentlemen, while you're out here talking about, you know, we're standing on business and holding the line, there are dudes out there like that. I'll take whatever I can get. I'll drink her bath water. There's dudes out there like that, man. Man.
I hate y'all. I hate men who know their worth. They be like, I don't gotta deal with girls. I know my worth. I got my for men was just like dinner and but then y'all want to be like having real deep conversations and y'all want to be like asking about what you do. Oh, I do. Trying to
Hey, look, I know she's talking some stuff, but she's cute with it, man. I like a woman that can talk shit and be cute with it. So I kind of like it. You know what I'm saying? I kind of like it. But yeah, men want more because what's happening is men have realized, yeah, we can have friends that we hang out with and have conversations with or whatever. But then y'all gonna have friends like that too, and then y'all end up getting in trouble. Y'all gonna be out there, girls tripping it. They're gonna talk you into, sucking down some sausage, trying to talk you into going to Jamaica to suck down a snake. Oh, he'll never know, and all this other messing with your girls and stuff. So what we do is we know that we want to have a woman now that we can hold a conversation with, have know what you up to, know what you've been, who you've been with, ask questions and stuff. And that way that, we bridge that gap. That way that it's supposed to be more of a closer connection and not a connection that's like real vague and just kind of like, oh, do we do? But then you have your girls you really have the deep conversations with, and oh boy has a bunch of friends, which I myself, I don't have a bunch of friends. So the woman I'm with has to be a friend of mine to a certain level, because I don't hang with a bunch of dudes. I don't want a bunch of hard legs around me. I don't need a bunch of dude. And no offense to y'all, what I'm saying, I'm on here going live or whatever, but as far as being around a bunch of dudes, man, please. What? Me? Nah, I want some coochie around me. Yeah, I want some feminine energy around me. Yeah, if I ain't gonna have none of that, I ain't having none at all, man. I don't need no, and it's no offense, I just don't hang out with dudes, man. I ain't got nothing for you.
cut this off like, no, I don't got time for the drama or you toxic. I hate when it says to me, you toxic. So what's up? What you doing tomorrow? Who teaching you all that shit? For real, who teaching you all that shit?
Teaching us what?
Y'all worth. I don't like that.
I like this. I
We
like
know
her.
you don't, because the end result doesn't include you.
She was so funny.
I've never met a real man who doesn't want basically the same thing as every other, the kind of loyalty that will make his friends proud and to be able to build a successful life for his future children. Of course, there are other supportive elements that men
Caught
need
up in
to
these
achieve
comments.
this. Some include a
I'm
fulfilling
getting down
career
there,
that they can
sweetheart. I'm
reflect
making
on,
my way.
a house that they want to design themselves, or a community that shares the same set of characteristics they idolize since childhood. This is the insurance plan, the existential insurance that makes all men work as hard as they possibly can
Hey,
to
what's
achieve
going
it.
on, sweetheart? What's
It
going on,
binds,
Rach?
protects, and validates every facet of the male life worth living. Now, the Western woman,
I
as we can
appreciate
see,
you.
holds none of the qualities to support that universal vision. They're
Looking
more
good,
like a
sweetheart.
battering ram or a wrecking ball, made out of a concentrated mass of insecurities compounded by social media and their cult ideology. Where we see masculine success, they see a threat or a challenge. In one of many ways, this is what proves feminism and the undateables that support it to be nothing more than a band of envious failures dedicated to bringing everything to its knees. For them,
Man, this dude is
building and
cooking,
strengthening
man.
isn't progress, it's scorched earth and
Don't let the fact that he's speeding through it, man. He's dropping some gems, man. This dude is cooking over here. Y'all better subscribe to this channel, man. God, this dude is cooking. He is cooking. Don't let me talking over him take away from the go to the watch the original video, man. He's cooking. He's cooking.
broken men that they cheer for. And if this is pointed out, it is quickly deemed a silly, ignorable insecurity.
Well, if a guy tells you, don't wear that shirt because when you go out, guys are going to see you. Why is he scared? Because he's looking at other girls wearing the same shit.
Exactly.
So whatever your man is insecure about or doesn't want you doing or blames you for doing, even though you're not doing it, you're not the problem. He's scared that you're going to do what he's doing to you.
Yeah.
So that would, okay.
You're the ones with the problems.
And you even do it today. You take every single shot that you possibly can at everything about me. And it's like, like you didn't highlight every other gentleman as that such. Like, what about me? I don't think that there was one perfect man that you seen on the show, but you decide to speak on every little thing about this one man. Like, I feel like it's corny because you keep constantly trying to reach out to me after the show. So I honestly feel like
did not.
you try to play this
She reached out after the show. What are y'all saying? Hey.
It's corny because you attacking me as a person. That's who I am, bro. Like I came on the show, it's who I am, and you telling me that everything about me you don't like. But then outside of the show, you want to have a conversation or a hug or smile in my face or hey Daryl or it's a us. It ain't no us thing. The
Us?
reason why
Us?
me and you had a viral clip is because I handle myself well. I very well could have been looked at as a sassy or an evil man if I would have gave you the response that you deserve. But I gave
I
you
would have gave it to her. Let them say what they want to say. You still got called
it needs
sassy.
to be presented
Hey, he still
because
got
a lot
called
of
sassy,
young
man.
men get tricked out of their spot dealing with young women like yourself, and I don't want to be the crash out example. I want an example that no matter what, you could still be able to hold.
Well, listen, hey, shout out to him for bringing that up. As far as this tribe goes, we don't care what people think. He's too worried about what everybody else think. He's worried about not. He want to come off Rique suave, smooth. He's still doing it on there. That's for the women, bro. You know what I'm saying? You know, whatever you consider to be a crash out, I consider that a crash out. I consider whining a crash out. I would rather for you to have said what you had to say on the show than whining about this stuff afterwards. You know, oh, you thought I was in favor of this pretty boy over? No. This dude right here, you know what I'm saying? He sounds like a woman. He sounds like a leftover woman, to be more precise. This dude is whining. Say what you got to say like a man on the show. Don't be worried about how you come across. That's like male. That's like was raised by a single mother behavior. What are you talking about? Why are you concerned what others think? You still look goofy, goofball, goober. You're whining now. So don't do that, man. You know, as far as my tribe goes, when you have something to say it in that moment. Don't be concerned about what others are going to think. They're going to talk about you to the day you die. I don't know why people don't understand that. People are going to talk bad about you no matter what. I say give them something to talk about. But if you're kind of cowardly, you know what I'm saying? Just not worry about it. Don't sit there and be concerned. I'm not telling you what to do, but you'll never have a real life if you're concerned. I don't care how he worded it. He's still talking like he's concerned what other people think. I don't want to come across like I'm crashing out. Were you crashing out, or are you worried about coming across like you're crashing out? Those are two different things, dude. You're just circle talking just like those females do. But all I'm saying is, man, don't be concerned what anybody else thinks, man. Do what you got to do.
Perhaps the craziest part of all of this, the lack of insurance or assurance, the lack of modesty, and the lack of respect for themselves and others, is that this is often an act, in a role women constantly and consciously choose to play,
Yeah, some
even
alpha
though they
stuff.
often know it's not in their best interest. Men choose their role in society every day, climbing the steps of adversity and taking the blows that come with it. We choose to be strong and considerate of our fellow neighbors in the trenches. Then, when it comes to women, they, when left to their own devices, choose to live a life steeped in misery, finding it easier to blame those who made something of themselves for their perpetual state of suffering. Ignorance is a damning drug. Make no mistake about it. One can make the choice to accept reality, but it's a hard pill to swallow. It takes serious self awareness to get to the bottom of why you suffer, which is why most men do it as quickly as possible to progress. For decades, we basically gave Western women homework. The old systems in place made for an abundantly clear behavioral blueprint, an outline that would make everyone happier and content. But as is the case here, they didn't want it. They crumpled it up and threw it back at us, claiming that they needed a reset. So, now, here we are.
Someone asks, what do you bring to the table? I am the table.
You big as one.
Your soul is in your keeping alone. Even though those who presume to play you be kings or men of power, when you stand before God, you cannot say, "But I was told by others to do thus," or that virtue was not convenient at the time. This will not suffice. Remember that.
Baldwin IV, the Lepore King. What a movie. One of those cases where the actual
Classic.
history is even more incredible than what's portrayed on screen. Anyway, let's get to the core of this one here. Men, modern women are not an asset, they're a liability. They may scream about being the table or claim that their very existence deserves
I
allegiance
appreciate
and
you, brother.
respect, but I'm glad to say to all of you that got to the end of this video successfully dodged the ballistic ruse. You understand your worth, and every day is a victory when you refuse to let anyone take that away. As always, I wish you tremendous success. Now it's your turn. What do you think? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Remember that if you leave the best comment, you'll get
Absolutely, you guys. Mikey said, let me know what you think. Do you agree, disagree? These women have become the men that they used to desire, and now they want you to take this feminine role. And they're talking junk the entire time. It's crazy. It's out of control, and we need to get back to some law and order, okay? Some normalcy. I don't think we're asking for too much. And I appreciate it. I'm glad that the video is smooth enough to be able to play in the background. I'm trying to work on it, getting things together. I will be going live for most of the evening, you guys. Yesterday, I know I said I was going to go live. I got back in the house and I passed out, fell asleep. It is what it is, okay? I slept like a baby and I could have got up earlier. I'm not even gonna lie to you. But I decided to take the full 9 hours of sleep that I was getting. You know what I'm saying? Don't judge me. It's Saturday, man. Been working hard all week. But I'm gonna schedule some stuff so you guys can know the lives are gonna. I'm telling you, every time I schedule them, I have fewer people show up. I really do. But I'm gonna do it anyway, right? We're gonna schedule some live streams from the desk and some random live streams outside. All right. Appreciate y'all joining. Make sure you guys subscribe. I barely cussed, pretty much not cussing at all, which is huge growth. So support my growth by smashing that like button, sharing a live, subscribing to the channel. You know what I'm saying? Support your brother as he's growing. And of course, I support y'all by putting out this dope ass content. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Let's do this. Love and light. I'm your brother, and I'm out. Have a great day. I'll be back. Absolutely. The day of rest. You already know. You already